This is Nico, and we drove to Voskopoje, which is a village just outside of Korča. And it's known for a bunch of churches that have been here and whatnot. We're just kind of going to explore a little bit this afternoon. Behind me is kind of the tourism office, and this is the main square of Voskopoje. It was probably founded in like late 1300s and 1388 or something, and then allegedly hit its like peak number of people living here in the early 1700s, which then by 1788 the whole city started to be destroyed, and the reasons behind that have been argued. Way back, it actually was the home of the second printing press in the Ottoman Empire, which was the first outside of Istanbul. Did you learn any fun facts from that bulletin board?
I was mostly listening to the Greek people behind me and their conversation. Pretty much the same what you were saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just listening to it in two different languages.
So that means I was right. So there initially were 24 to 30 churches in this small village, and then over time, population's decreasing, churches are being abandoned and destroyed and whatnot, and it ends up that now there are about 4 or 5 main churches that are still around from that time in the past. This church behind me is Church of St. Nicholas, and it was one of these ones that's lasted through the years. I think it was built in 1721-ish. They don't want us taking any video or photos inside the church, so I got a little bit of this outside. But it's crazy how like people just vandalize it. I mean, if you look at this, oh, wrong way. Look, it's just scraped off. Names are written. Poor form. Wait, did you start talking to those Greek people? What did they say?
That it used to be part of like northern Greece, way back when, and they also told me the same story that you did about the second printing press. But like a lot of people come to pay homage to it or whatever.
It's funny that makes this village so famous. This is the printing press. All right, so this church over here, the one that doesn't look like a church, is the Church of Archangels Michael and Gabriel. And we weren't allowed to go inside. Then it said no photos, so I'm propped the camera up on a dumpster because I wanted a video of it. Apparently, according to Google, this one was built in 1722. So, 300 years old? It's older than the United States. Well, a lot of the stuff that I found on the internet was true, but there's also more churches here, more churches still around than I initially thought. I thought there were only like 4 or 5 left that were actually like not completely ruined. However, that's not the case. There are more than that. This is funny because there were a bunch of people when we first came in and parked, and then we walked 5 minutes away, and there's not anybody around.
Total silence.
Total and complete silence. It's like we could murder you. We're approaching St. Elias, St. Elijah, maybe? And it overlooks most of Voskopoje. This church was built in 1751. There was a different kind of chapel or something built here first, and then they built the ruins on top of it, and all of it were St. Elijah. So this one, now that we just got to, is the cemetery church for the village. So there's a lot of gravestones and whatnot. Is it locked? Yeah, it looks like it's closed.
I think we shouldn't open that.
Probably not. But we'll give you a nice view of it. Check this out. This one was built in 1721.
Is that off the top of your head?
Well, off the top of my head from my notes. Unfortunately, this is a very common sign on these churches. So, if you want to see what's on the inside of these churches, you can come visit Voskopoje for yourself. It's a short drive from Pogradec. It's an even shorter drive from Korča. We're gonna go eat some food because we walked around this entire village and I haven't eaten all day. And I will see you in a video soon.